Hey everyone, welcome to the Girls Gone Sporty live workout series. Now, I really appreciate you tuning in. I'm Laura Williams. We are taking these workouts, at least recently, we've been taking these workouts directly from the 28 Days of Interval Training workout series that we have sponsored by Crossrope, and that's available for free if you don't already have it over on the Girls Gone Sporty website. So you can just head to girlsgonesporty.com and subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get your free 28 Days of Interval Training series delivered to your inbox. That's just our gift to you. But today's workout is all about the core. So we won't be even getting up off the ground, which is kind of a nice change. Normally we're up and about and doing all sorts of stuff. So today's workout is just core. And that's not just your abs. That is everything spanning from your shoulders to your hips. So we've got the back, we've got the abs, we've got your hips, your shoulders, your shoulder girdle, all that kind of good stuff that we'll be hitting with this workout. It's 24 minutes long, but we get a lot of rest actually. So we're doing 2-to-1 intervals, which means that we'll be doing double the workload to the rest period. So for every single work period of 1 minute, we'll get 30 seconds of rest, which has actually a lot of rest for abs. So work hard, know that you'll get plenty of rest in between, and we will just kick it off. We're gonna kick it off with a basic plank. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Go ahead and plant your forearms on the ground, spread your feet behind you, and drop those hips so that you have a straight line forming between your shoulders and your heels. You wanna pull your abs in tight, pull your belly button in towards your spine. That's your transverse abdominis that you're working when you do that. You might feel yourself starting to shake a little bit on your shoulders or at your feet. If you feel your butt going up into the air, or if you feel your back kind of sagging a little bit in the middle, go ahead and drop your knees to the ground. No shame in dropping your knees. You can pick your feet up and you can just do the modified plank position. That is completely fine. If you're hanging out in the plank and you're like, this is so easy, Laura, I need more, by all means, you can start alternating arm extensions. Put those feet out to the sides. We call this an around the world. So you can just kind of modify your plank as needed. All right, first rest. That wasn't so bad, right? That was just a minute. No big deal. We're starting with a series of planks, so we'll be doing a side plank next. I'll give you a couple options again to make that easier or harder, and then we'll be doing it again. So another full plank, another side plank. This is just kind of your easy intro into your ab workout. So we're gonna go ahead. Plant one arm on the ground. Extend your legs out to the side. Try to form a straight line, again, from heels all the way up to your head. You don't want your neck to be like this or up in the air, okay? If this is too hard, take that bottom knee, drop it to the ground, and use it as a support. All right, same idea. If it's too easy, extend that arm up to the sky and look up as you hold your plank. We got about 30 more seconds here. No big deal. You can always make changes as it goes too. If you still need more from this, you can start lowering your hips and lifting them. Just trying to make that static move into an active one. Doing good, guys. Got about 12 seconds. At any time you need to drop your bottom knee, go ahead and do that. And break. We have another 30 seconds here. Hope you are hanging in there so far. I'm trying to give you lots of options. Next up, we'll be doing the same plain forearm plank again. So do what you can. If that first minute was too hard, drop your knees. If it was too easy, let's start mixing it up a little bit more. 5 seconds here. Go ahead and set those forearms down and extend your legs. Nice work, guys. The nice thing about the plank is that it really does work your entire core. So in order to maintain a straight, long position, you're going to be engaging your erector spinae, which are the stabilizing muscles along your back. You're going to be strengthening your rectus abdominis. Those are your six-pack abs. You're going to be engaging your obliques, and you're going to be engaging that transverse abdominis, those deep muscles that help you pull your belly button in towards your spine. Got about 15 seconds here. Stick it out, guys. Do what you can. If you want to walk those knees out without touching them down, make it a little harder for these last 4 seconds. And break. Good job. One thing I do want to mention, you might see me looking up occasionally. I'm looking at the time, making sure we're staying on track. I do want to emphasize the importance of maintaining alignment of your neck though. So rather than doing planks and dropping your neck down or raising your head up, you want to try to keep a neutral spine from the top of your head all the way down to your coccyx, down at the bottom. All right, we're going to go ahead and start your side plank on the opposite side. So if you need to drop that bottom knee, go ahead and do that. But the point is to maintain a straight line from the center of your head all the way down to your feet. Try to lift those hips up. If you want to extend your arm up, you can do that and look up. Make sure that your forearm and your elbow are directly beneath your shoulder, so you don't want them extended up or back. Put some stress on your shoulder that doesn't need to be there. Got about 20 seconds here. Doing good. Hold it up if you can. You might want to start adding that hip dip to just turn it into more of an active move. And break. Nice work. So moving from our more passive static exercises, we're going to go into a basic sit-up next. If you can't do a sit-up, do a crunch. That is completely acceptable. I say you should keep your heels on the floor with your toes pointed up. Excuse me, to do these exercises. That will help you really focus on your core rather than your hip flexors. So we're going to roll back. And then from this position, put your hands wherever they're comfortable, but you don't want to be yanking on your neck because you don't want to initiate the movement from your neck. Tighten your core and roll yourself up all the way to a sit-up if you can, or you can maintain a low crunch if that's what feels better to you. The point here is to go as fast as you comfortably can while maintaining good form. Think about it in terms of rolling your spine up like you're pulling beads up off the ground. So one little bead at a time is rolling up, and then you're placing them back down again. So you don't want to kind of collapse to the ground. And you really want to be focused on tightening up that core. About 30 more seconds here. Doing good, guys. If you need to switch to a crunch, by all means, switch to a crunch. And break. Got about 30 seconds, and we'll be doing an oblique twist. If you happen to have a strong core and you really want more of a challenge, go ahead and grab some weight to be able to do the twist with weight. So we'll be going side to side. Otherwise, doing it just holding nothing, that's completely fine as well. That's what I'll be doing as an example. Again, my heels are on the ground, my toes pointed up. Got about 5 seconds. Start in the center, kind of roll yourself back so that you're balanced on your sit bones. And so from this position, you're rotating to the right, sort of touching the ground with your fingers, and then bring it to center, rotating to the left. So you're just rotating your body. You're not like pushing from side to side, okay? So focus on staying straight in the center, rotate to the right, center, left, and back. So you're going, again, as fast as you comfortably can without screwing up your form. Got about 20 seconds here. Doing good. Nice work. Keep it going. You can always take a break if you need to, because I know that, if you don't do a lot of oblique work, that can start getting hard. All right, break time. We have 30 seconds here, and then we're back to sit-ups again. So again, we get these nice long rest periods. That's partly because that's just how I set it up, but it's also because, it's good, it's okay to work your abs and your core strenuously, but at the same time, you also want to make sure that you're really focusing on form, so you don't want to overstress your muscles and then start screwing up your form, which could, put stress on your low back, which no one wants. So I'd rather you get good amount of rest and then get back to it. So we're going to get back to it now. Go ahead and go into those sit-ups or those crunches. Again, thinking of your spine like beads that you're picking up from the floor one at a time and then lowering back down one at a time. Nice work, guys. Again, you can take it to a crunch. If that feels good to you, you want to concentrate on lifting your shoulder blades up off the ground, but without really engaging your neck to do the work. You want to try to keep your neck as neutral as possible. And break. All right, so we have one more set of oblique twists, and then we move on to the next exercise. The next few series of exercises, we're just doing one set each. So should be, not as much going back and forth and dreading like, oh my gosh, I have one more set of these. But I hope with the amount of rest we're giving, you can really focus again on form rather than, stressing about how much your abs are hurting, because you're getting a good workout anyway. Ready? We're gonna go to those oblique twists. So just twist side to side. Your obliques are responsible for the rotation of your core and any sort of lateral bending. Incredibly important, especially as we get older and we tend to slowly lose balance and coordination. And if you don't have strong obliques to be able to kind of help you right yourself, if you get a little bit off balance, you'll be more likely to experience a fall. So it's really important not just to focus on those six-pack abs, your rectus abdominis, but to really make sure you're getting a good full core workout no matter what you're doing. And there are lots of ways to work your obliques. I'm keeping today's core workout pretty basic, pretty simple in terms of the exercises we're doing. So you get 30 seconds here. We have less than half of this workout left to go. You're already halfway done, so you're doing awesome. Next up, we're gonna focus on the back of our body. A lot of people forget how important it is to really strengthen your back side. So we're gonna be doing Supermans. I'll give you a couple options depending on your current strength. So in about 5 seconds, extend your arms and your legs. And so what your goal is to do is to, in one single movement, lift your arms and your shoulders and your legs up off the ground just a couple inches, and then lower them back down. And just continue this lifting and lowering exercise, focusing on tightening up the back of your body to make it possible. Now, if that's too hard, you can always do diagonal Supermans, so lifting up your right arm and your left leg, lowering them, your left arm and your right leg, lowering them, or you can focus on just your upper body, not worrying about lifting your legs, or you can focus on lifting just your lower body. So there are lots of options. You can switch between them based on your own strength. We have about 7 seconds left here. And break. Good job. So we've got a V-sit hold next. A V-sit hold is basically what it sounds like. You're gonna sit in a V shape and hold the position. Now, this is tricky if you're not used to the balance part of it. So you can start with your hands behind you. We still have a little time left, I'm just explaining. Lift your feet up off the floor, and you can just do it from here, this position, just kind of maintaining your balance so your body forms a V, keeping your upper body, nice and straight and tall. And go ahead, it's time to get started, so let's go ahead and do that. Pick your feet up, start that nice V-sit. If you feel comfortable here, you can lift your hands up off the ground, and you can maintain that bend in your knee. Or as you gain more confidence, you can gradually start straightening your legs until you're in a full V. Now, I still have trouble with this. I try, but you may find yourself losing your balance, and that's completely fine. So you can always bring your knees back down. You can always set those fingers on the ground, and you don't want your fingers to actually be supporting you. You just want to, have them help you balance a little bit. So if you just need to kind of prevent yourself from falling over, that's completely fine. We have about 10 seconds here. Do what you can. And break. Good job, guys. So this next exercise is the active version of the V-sit. So instead of holding the static V, we're going to be going from more of a lying position up into a V. So again, there are modifications for this. If you're not quite there yet, I'll kind of help you through it. But we're going to start by seeing what it looks like to do the full active V, and then I'll give you a couple options. So from your V-sit position, go ahead, extend those legs, lean back, and then draw yourself back in again. So that's what it looks like. If that's too hard, use your balance and your support and bring it in like this. So you're just kind of balancing yourself. If that's still too hard, extend one leg, bring it in, extend the other, and in again. So you have lots of options. You can even just tap your feet to the ground. And again, remembering you're leaning your upper body back slightly as you do this. But if you feel comfortable, go ahead and do the full V. Got about 20 seconds here. Doing a good job. Remember to try to keep your neck in line with your spine so it's not caving in to your chest. And break. Whew, good job. So we have leg lifts next. Now, a lot of people say leg lifts help work your lower abs. That's not really true. There is no such thing as lower abs. It's just where they fall on your body. So what we're talking about here is our rectus abdominis, which actually runs all the way from your breastbone down to your pelvis. And so when you hear lower abs, it just means that you're kind of targeting that same muscle group in a slightly different way, but it doesn't mean that you're actually targeting a separate muscle. So we will be focusing on leg lifts. We're going to do an alternating leg lift. Go ahead and roll back to your back. You can put your hands under your butt slightly to help support you because you want to make sure that your lower back is remaining in connection with the mat. Raise your feet up to the air. Lower one leg, almost to the ground. Bring it up, and then lower the opposite leg. So you can do it alternating like that. If you need to bend your knees, that's an option. Make it a little easier. So you can just tap your toes down to the ground. Or if it's easy, you can do more of a scissor and alternate them so that both legs are constantly moving. Nice work, guys. We have about 7 seconds left. And break. Nice work. The next exercise is the same idea as that one, but we're doing both legs at once. So instead of the alternating, we'll just be doing leg lowering, leg lifting together. Again, I've got a couple options depending on where you're at. But then we're literally like almost done. We have 5.5 minutes left in the whole workout and just 3 exercises. So we're good. All right, go ahead and roll back down. Hands under your bottom if you need the help. Lift those legs up to the sky, and then keeping your low back in line with the ground, in contact with the ground. Lower the legs as far as you can, then lift them up again. So you're really focusing on pulling your abs into your spine and maintaining the contact of your low back to the ground. Now you don't have to lower your legs all the way down. You can always do a partial lower, so you stop when that back starts lifting up, or you can bend your knees and do this tap so that you're just keeping that 90-degree angle in your knees and just tapping your toes down. Not much more here, so do what you can. About 8 seconds left. You got this. And break. All right, so the last 2 exercises we're doing are the exact same exercise. So we're doing the same exercise twice. And we'll be hitting the back of the body again, but because we'll be on our hands and our knees, we will also be working the shoulder girdle and the hips. So what you're gonna do is start on your hands and knees. So your knees are directly under your hips, your palms are directly under your shoulders, and right now, you're gonna lift that left leg up until it's in line with your hip, and your right arm up until it's in line with your shoulder, and then bring them down. And then do the same thing on the opposite side. It actually feels relatively simple, especially initially, but it's really going to target your low back, your hips, your shoulders. And if you're doing it correctly, you need to remember to pull that belly button into your spine, keeping your spine as neutral as possible. And you'll be working your abs as well. Have about 15 seconds here. So just keep the alternation going. And break. All right, so we've got 30 seconds, and then we have one more of those, and then we're done. So that's all this workout was. Pretty nice, simple, easy. Nothing too crazy. This one's much easier than some of the other workouts we've done for this 28 days of interval training program. So if you're looking for something more difficult, go to that playlist, give it a try. If you're ready, let's go again. So alternating arm and leg lift, really focusing on keeping your hips as steady as possible. So you don't want a lot of hip or shoulder action as you're doing this. So really targeting, trying to keep your abs nice and tight so that your hips don't shift from side to side, so that your shoulders don't shift from side to side. And you're really staying tight through the core. Got about 10 seconds, and then you're done. And you're done. So that wasn't a bad workout, right? A nice, easy way to target all the muscles of your core. So you got your obliques, your rectus abdominis, your transverse abdominis, your erector spinae. You got the whole 9 yards. Again, if you're looking for something more difficult, we have all of the videos we've already done from the 28 days of interval training workout series, and they're available in a full playlist on our YouTube channel. So by all means, check those out. They are on the Girls Gone Sporty YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe as well. And as I've said, we will be doing these workouts live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Some of them will be from this series that we've already done, But going forward, we're actually going to be doing a lot of other types and styles of workouts, some with equipment, some without. So by all means, please subscribe to the Girls Gone Sporty newsletter. So if you go to girlsgonesporty.com and then just subscribe to the newsletter, you'll get the updates on what workouts are coming up next so that you can be ready to join in. And as always, these workouts are available after the live event. So if you missed the live workout, you can always do them later. I appreciate it. I will see you next week. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks, guys.